next question we have is for our district attorney, Ms. Steildley. This question is from Marcia Wolf. Marcia, you here?
Yes.
Would you address your question, please, or do you want me to read it for you? Or? Okay.
I'm just wondering what you feel your duties are as district attorney.
In what capacity? As a prosecutor?
Yes.
As a prosecutor, I believe that my duties are when we have a case, to have the best evidence for a case and to protect the community and seek justice.
Why did you state on television that your duties were to protect the criminals? I
don't ever remember saying my duty is to protect the criminals. My duty is to protect the community.
You did. I dropped it. I couldn't believe you'd say that.
I
was always under
I would have to see what was this an interview? Of course that's my job. What interview was this?
It was on TV, Channel 6, I think.
And it was me talking.
And you had an attorney with you.
And I had an attorney with me. I believe you are talking about the federal case, correct? What you are talking about is the Sunday case. And I have stated that my job is to protect the community. And if that means the suspect, when there is not evidence to support it, then that is my duty. And that is my ethical duty as a prosecutor also.
I thought that's what his attorneys do.
No, ma'am. If I have evidence as a prosecutor that shows that a defendant did not commit the crime that the officer is alleging they committed, I have an ethical duty to disclose that to the defense attorney. And if I don't, I could lose my license. And there are right now prosecutors in the state that are being suspended. And in fact, the Supreme Court has recently stated in a suspension which happened within the past 8 months because a prosecutor failed to disclose exculpatory evidence on a defendant who was tried and convicted, that because that happened so many years ago, they are not going to take their license, they are just going to suspend them. But if that would have happened now, they would have taken their license. So I do have an ethical duty to people who are charged with crimes to make sure that I give them all the evidence that can show any exculpatory towards them. So yes, I do have that duty towards criminals. And that is an ethical duty. It is not only a statutory duty, it is an ethical duty with the bar. Just as if your child was being charged with a crime or your husband was being charged with a crime, and I had evidence to show that maybe your child or your husband didn't commit that crime, would you not want that evidence?
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever heard about that.
That's been a big problem. It's been a big problem. But I, as your DA, I'm going to do that, and I have done that.
I also have another question.
Yes.
In Rogers County, I've heard, I just moved here 2 months ago. I've heard there's been a lot of rape cases, and that you have said that they were consensual.
And I
think your daughter was raped, would you say it was consensual?
Well, I mean, I don't think that that is a fair question. Here are the situations that I think you're being told. When you have a minor child that is involved, and you have a minor child that is a perpetrator, what I need to look at is, are they truly a perpetrator? When you're dealing with another minor child, okay, you're dealing with a child and a child, I need to look at as a prosecutor, am I dealing with a perpetrator, or am I dealing with a child who has been victimized and now is perpetrating? I have to look at that. And I need to make a decision of whether they are a perpetrator that needs to be charged because they are committing a crime, or were they a victim and they're committing crimes?
Did you not do an investigation before you accused two girls of saying it was consensual?
You need to tell me a specific case.
My granddaughters,
Okay. And that doesn't help me.
Bill Jones.
Okay. You want to talk about the Jones case?
Yeah.
Okay. The Bill Jones case was a case that the sheriff's office investigated. While the investigation was going on, they contacted my prosecutor, and they were laying out the facts. And with those facts, we had children and children together, okay? And there was no force that was shown, okay? At least from the investigation. Doesn't mean that there's still not a crime there, but we have consensual acts going on with underage children. So when the investigation was done, it was also a statement by the sheriff's office that maybe this is not a crime, maybe this is something DHS needs to get involved with, okay? Based upon that, one of the suspect was put into detention. The Office of Juvenile Affairs approached my prosecutor and let them know that there's more to this story than this one child with these two girls, and informed of the situation in court. Based upon that, because there was a circle of children that this activity was going on with, we wanted to do more of an investigation. And I actually put my sex crimes investigator on it. But unfortunately, because it was made public, the parents would not allow us to interview their children. And we do not
I
have...
object to that.
You can object, sir. I'm answering her question,
You
and I'm
never
not
talked to
talking
me.
about
You
your
never-
daughters.
You never called me, you never
No,
asked
sir,
me.
I did.
Sir,
Yeah, we
sir,
see one
I would
person.
just, okay, let's keep this,
I will not be called a liar, I will not be called
Mr.
that.
Jones, I haven't called you a liar. I'm talking about
Let's
the
get the straight
suspects
story
in the
straight.
case.
I went to
Mr.
the min-
Jones, we did everything. We had you come to
Yeah,
our
24
office.
hours after you
My
got the report, you
prosecutor-
come back and said my daughter's consented, no charges. You had to
That's
let
not
the
true.
suspect go.
We declined it for further investigation.
Yeah,
Because when you
investigation.
have
What did your
children
office do to
on
investigate?
Children, we need to make sure that it is truly a perpetrator and that child is not a victim. And I'm sorry that you have so much anger. There's
Anger?
nothing
There's
I
no
can
anger
do
to
about
it.
But I have to follow
DA
the
that
law.
prosecuted
And
this
I
case
don't have
said
any-
there was enough evidence in the report that Sheriff Swalton's office turned in to prosecute those boys, all three of them, right then.
There was only one that was under investigation.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Frequent. We want to keep this going. We don't
We
want
have
it
a
to
lot
just
of,
turn
yeah, we have
to
more
an attack
questions.
by
We
one party.
appreciate all the questions. Appreciate the answers. Thank
Okay.
you.
There's a question here.